What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here at Magnificent Koga. Today we are doing episode 4 of our 50 U.S. states model airport series. Episode 4 we are doing Florida, and for our Florida airport we are doing Fort Lauderdale International Airport. So Fort Lauderdale is an international airport in the city of Fort Lauderdale here in Florida. It supports a ton of flights with Delta, Southwest, United, Allegiant, Alaska, with destinations towards Canada and the Caribbean. So anyways, let's begin. Here we have a Delta Boeing 757-200 here that is getting ready to head to the runway to take off to Atlanta. Atlanta does have a lot of flights to Florida with the Boeing 757. Right here we got a JetBlue Airbus A321 that is taxiing to the runway for a flight out to Boston. Right here we got a JetBlue Airbus A320 in the old Spotlight livery that is taxiing out in line for a takeoff to a flight out to Nassau, Bahamas. So Fort Lauderdale also has flights to the Bahamas, and JetBlue is an airline that serves one of these destinations. Now, starting off with the terminals, we're in Terminal 1 here with Concourse A. Here we got a Southwest 737 MAX 8 here. That just arrived in from a flight from Baltimore and will be headed out for Dallas-Fort Worth later. Dallas Love Field, I meant. Right here we got a Frontier Airbus A320 here. That will be headed out for Raleigh-Durham later today. Right over there, we got a Southwest 737 in the Freedom 1 livery. That will be headed out for Chicago Midway, and a Southwest Boeing 737-700 pushing out of the gate. That will be headed out for Phoenix. Right here, we got another Frontier Airbus A320 that just arrived in from Providence and will be headed out for Atlanta. Right here, we got a United Airbus A319 that is loading up some cargo and will be pushing out shortly for a flight out to Houston George Bush Intercontinental Airport. Right here we got a United Boeing 737 MAX 8 that will be headed out for Washington Dulles. And right over here we got an Air Canada Embraer E190 that just arrived in from Quebec and will be headed back there later today. Skipping over those two empty gates, here we got an Alaska Boeing 737 MAX 8 that will be headed out for Seattle Tacoma. Right here we got an Allegiant Airbus A320 that just arrived in from Punta Cana. I think Allegiant has flights to Punta Cana, and will be headed out for Asheville later today. Right over here, we got a Southwest Boeing 737-700 without the winglets here that just arrived in from Baltimore and will be headed out for Washington Reagan later today. Wow. Right here, we got a Southwest 737-700 with the winglets that will be headed out for Raleigh-Durham. Moving on with our last terminal, Terminal 2 with Concourse D. Here we got a Delta Airbus A321 that will be headed out, that just arrived in from Atlanta and will be headed back there later today. Here we have another Delta A321 in the Thank You livery. Yes, this is a brand new model I made. This one will be headed out for Detroit. Right here we got a Delta Airbus A320 pushing out of the gate, and once it's finished pushing out of the gate, it will be headed out for Minneapolis. With our final two planes today, here we have another new model I made, which is the Delta 737-800, which is another Ergami .10. This plane here will be headed out for Atlanta. And here we got a WestJet 737-700, which is our final plane of the day. That will be just arrived in from Winnipeg and will be headed out for Calgary. So that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you all for watching. We are now 8% through our series. I'll be releasing a voting poll for our next episode, for episode 5. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video as always.